Get the K right to the sight sex. Lead the fire and the root style stuff. I'm on the grind like we're chasing the stars. From Millmoor to Du Valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie and Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. From Millmoor to Du Valley.
Good evening and welcome to Terrace Talk, and we're back with another episode of Meet the Miller. Tonight is a special one because we've got the man who we can blame for me being a Rotherham United fan. It took me since I was little, and unfortunately I've been going since. So Dad, you've been a Miller for 62 years. How did you become a Miller? Who got you into watching Rotherham?
Well, me mum and dad, me granddad, me nana, all my uncles, aunties, cousins, they were all Millers. But the bloke that first took me was our next door neighbour on Blackburn, Terry Amer, and his mate, John Thomas, who a lot of the Millers will probably know.
So, can you remember your first game then? You remember the first game?
Yeah. Funny enough, it was the same team I took you to see first. It was Leighton Orient at Millmoor. And I remember Terry taking us on Tivoli and sitting me up on back wall at top end at Tivoli.
Yeah, so was it 0-0 that game or something?
No, we ended up winning 2-0.
2-0. And what does being a Rotherham fan mean to you?
Well, it means everything. It means everything to me. It's camaraderie, it's senior mates, having a pint and watching best team in South Yorkshire.
And tell the viewers what you did when you bought me a Wednesday shirt.
Well, we were living on Park Hill at the time, and we just started school, 4-year-old, and you come home and asked me for a Wednesday kit, and I said no. But your mum brought me around, and we bought you a Wednesday kit, brought me out, and then I used to take you to Hillsborough to watch all big teams, Man United, Notts Forest at the time, Liverpool, and then a couple of months later, your mum was going to bin, and she found Wednesday kit in bin, which she was throwing away, and decided she wanted to watch Rotherham again with me. Now that good day.
If there was no Rotherham United, who would you support and why?
If Rotherham wanted, no, I wouldn't support anybody. I'd just follow England. I couldn't follow another team.
Not Man United.
No, I'd watch him. I watch him on telly, but I won't follow him.
So, do you prefer home or away days, and reason why you prefer that?
I prefer away days, definitely. Especially since we've been to New York Stadium, because atmosphere, probably acoustics there, it's quite poor. But when you go to away games, you feel part of the clan. It's brilliant seeing all Millers.
Especially at Mansfield.
You what?
Especially at Mansfield when you left me to get beat up. Can you remember that?
I know that brings that up. No, that just wasn't quick enough.
What have you got any match day superstitions?
Well, if we won week before, I'd wear exactly same thing clothes wise. the following game. Shirt, jeans, trainers, the same ones.
But did it ever work?
Odd occasion.
And so, what's your favourite ever away day watching Rotherham?
Favourite away day? Well, obviously, first time we got to Wembley against Shrewsbury Town. I never thought I'd get to see Rotherham at Wembley, so that was a special day with over 20,000 Rotherham fans. But also, when we played Piggies, I love going to Hillsborough, and especially when we beat them.
We often do.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's the best ground you've visited following Rotherham? Would you say it's the new Wembley, the old Wembley, or another stadium which you really like?
Well, this might sound a bit strange, but when we went to Darlington that time, I loved that ground. It's just a shame of what happened with it. But nice bars, Inter ground, supporters club, all went welcome, home and away fans. I thought that was a great ground. But obviously Wembley, both Wembleys, I loved them. And one other, Anfield, atmosphere at Anfield when we lost 3-1.
Yeah, that
was
good,
amazing.
Yeah. I forgot about that. That were a good game. Funniest or strangest thing you've ever seen at a Rotherham United game?
Let me think. There's a couple what spring to mind, and you're involved in one of them. But I don't know, I can't remember what year it was, but Jim Fennell was our goalkeeper. We got him from Arsenal, a good keeper. And we were away at Shrewsbury. And he come out to warm up before the game, smoking a fag. Now I thought that was really funny. But the other one is when we beat Wednesday at Hillsborough again. I think it was at Darren Garner game when he scored that beauty. And we're all the biggest chant of D-Dog, loudest I've ever heard. And as we're walking out, the copper turned to you because you got your spiky hair and that. He asked you if you were Gareth Gates.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I thought you were going to mention the Arsenal away.
Oh, that was good. That was really good. When we pulled up at that pub and you got your two ponytails in like Beck and all Rotherham fans, hundreds of them outside this pub, all chanting like Beckham is a Miller.
You tell that story to everyone.
I know. It was good. It was a brilliant day and all.
So obviously we're going to go on to your favourite ever Rotherham United team. But before we do that, who is your favourite Rotherham player of all time?
I've got two really.
I only have one.
You only have one?
Yeah.
Well, I'll go for Tony Towner. He just got that much skill. His dribbling was brilliant and his crosses were fantastic.
So what was so good about Tony Towner? I know you used to rave about him to me all the time. He was skillful, I believe.
But that skillful, he was that tricky. He was only little and he was like lightning. He was brilliant. He was just fantastic to watch. Yeah. Really exciting.
Good. What out of the team currently is your favourite Rotherham United player in the current team at the moment?
Well, I've liked it from the beginning, but Sam Nambe, I just think he's got what it takes. It's just keeping clear of his injuries and that. But I think he's a brilliant player, Nambe.
Yeah, he's a good player. And your most underrated player you've ever seen at Rotherham. So he might not make your 11, your best 11, but a player that the fans didn't really like, but you thought, actually, I think he's a good player. Underrated.
Well, this is another strange, and I wouldn't say they didn't like him as a player, but I think it was Paul Wong. Paul Warren, he'd give 110%.
Yeah, you liked him as a player as well, didn't you?
I love Paul Warren, yeah. He was brilliant. He put everything into the game. So I would say Paul Warren was underestimated.
Remember him as well, Andy Roscoe? You used to like him, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to like Andy, yeah. Yeah. Another one what didn't get credit what he deserved.
And which player did you feel give everything for the badge? 100% player.
Well, Guy Branson was one. He'd run through a wall, which, well, he tried running through a door, didn't he? But, yeah, Guy Branson did 100% everything for the badge. So I'd go Guy Branson. Although when Emily Hughes was player manager, he gave everything when he played. It looked like his first game. He was trying to make an impression. He'd done everything, but he still did 100%. But I'll go Guy Branson.
If you could bring back one former Miller player in their prime, who would it be and why?
Bobby Williamson, without a doubt. Best goal scorer I've ever seen for Rotherham.
Yeah, people who didn't see him don't understand how good he was. He used to get hat-tricks against, like, I remember getting him hat-trick. I think he scored 4 against Birmingham one game I went to see him play.
Right, yeah. He was brilliant. I remember when he left, I wrote to him on behalf of like me and you.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and he replied, and he told me he never wanted to leave Rotherham, but that's age for you.
Yeah. What's the best goal you've ever seen live watching Rotherham?
I once saw Colin Flish go from his own goal mouth. He just cleared it, a massive boot up pitch. Frank Casper running onto it, goalkeeper coming out, both missed it, and it went on and trickled into back at net. There might be a few old Millers remember that. But I think that was most strangest goal. Bobby Williamson's goals, any of his goals were just, I can't really pick one.
Yeah. And what's the hardest or toughest player we've ever had? This might be Guy Branston again.
Once again, Guy. Yeah. Once again, Guy. I was in Bucharest in yeah, you know where it is. And I've just forgot what I was saying now.
Yeah, you met his brother. Was it his brother? Yeah,
we were in a bar in Bucharest, and this big lad came up and asked if he could sit down where we were because there was no room in the pub. So he sat down. His wife came up, and his wife recognised your mum and Kim because she was from that area in the Tesco in Sheffield, and Chris is saying, "Yeah, we're all from Sheffield, but Steve's from Rotherham." And this bloke said to me, "You're not a Rotherham fan, are you?" And all hairs up back in my head stood up like getting a bit riled. I went, "I am, yeah." He says, "Do you remember Guy Branston?" I went, "Yeah, I do, Psycho." He went, "My brother." And it was Ty Branston, which I've seen him at Matchday. But yeah, so it was strange bumping into his brother.
Good story. Which player never lived up to the hype? So a player that we signed and you thought that's a great signing, but didn't actually do that well.
Well, we've had a few, I think. I mean, Ladapo was one. He got it all if he wanted to play, but half the time he didn't want to play. We just ambled about pitch, but when he was on, he was a good player.
Yeah.
So I've got Ladapo for that one.
Super. So we're going to go on to your favourite X11. So your best ever Rotherham United team. And we'll start with the goalkeeper. So who did you pick for goalkeeper?
Well, I've seen some fantastic keepers for Rotherham over the years. Going back to Alan Hill, who went to Forest, and I still think he's working there now. Matt the Cat, brilliant, Polly. But I'm going for Victor Johansson. I just think he's got potential to go to the very top. And his interaction with fans were just amazing. He was loved, and rightly so. So Victor.
Yeah, I mean, a few have picked Victor. I think I went with Matt Pollitt, but yeah. I think,
you mean the Judas?
Yeah, he came back as well. But yeah, obviously Mike Pollitt also went on to play in the Premier League for Wigan. So, I don't think you can argue Victor was not only a good human, he was a great goalkeeper, and I think he will go on. Any team that gets him in the Premiership will be lucky to have him because he is a good great goalkeeper.
Yeah, definitely.
So on to the next one. We're going to go with your fullbacks.
Yeah, I've gone with Jerry Forrest and young Hurst, Paul Hurst.
So why have you gone with Jerry Forrest? He played for England, didn't he, Jerry Forrest?
No, I don't think so, Lee.
He's got an England kit on here.
I wear an England kit and I play for England. That don't even look like Jerry Forrest, Lee.
Huh?
That don't even look like Jerry Forrest.
It might not be him then.
Are they trying to throw me? What are they trying to do?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Hurst, though.
Well, obviously, Hurst is like little machine. Not very big in stature, but he was amazing on that pitch. Another one who gave 100% every game. And obviously, Jerry Forrest.
So come close to getting a fullback. So who were the others that you picked him above? Is there any others that you thought it was a close choice of with Jerry Forrest and?
Yeah. No, Jerry Forrest was always my best fullback of all time. He was just so skillful. He could run with ball like a winger. But yeah, Ali Pickering, he was close on my list. I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, Jerry Forrest were a bit before my time, so I didn't see him.
Yeah.
So I had Ali Pickering, but I also did have Paul Hurst as well. So I think Paul Hurst must be up there as one of the most picked players now.
Yeah, well, deservedly so. Yeah, deservedly so. What were it? Over 400 games, something like that.
Yeah. And then your centre-back pairing, you've actually got a different one. This guy has been picked, so you've gone with McIntosh.
Yeah.
Why did you pick McIntosh?
I like McIntosh. He was solid. He could run with ball. He could play it about. Good passing ability. Strong at back. Good in air. So yeah, that's why I went for McIntosh.
Yeah, so McIntosh, I think, is the highest picked player in Meet the Miller so far. I think he's been in nearly everybody's team. But his partner is a first appearance. I knew you were going to pick him. I think anybody that actually watched him will pick him because this guy did play for England.
What a player. Dave Watson. What a player. He got everything. I mean, I think he played 58 times for England. Cup winners medal with Sunderland. We got, I think it was 100,000 for him. And when we first bought, well, not say bought him, we were more or less swapped a player, King Spring, who were my favourite player at the time, for a player who were in Notts County reserves, which were Dave Watson. But I think it was Tommy Doherty what fetched him in and, did the business for us at centre back and centre forward. He scored some good goals at centre forward for us as well. So yeah, Dave Watson, we are down.
Dave Watson. And then onto your midfield, we'll go with your sort of aggressive midfield in Holder. Who have you gone with there?
I've gone with Tony Grealish.
Yeah, he nearly made my team, Tony Grealish.
Yeah, he was a brilliant player. Right little terror. Never shied out with a tackle. Very strong. A good all-round player.
And then on to your wingers. So obviously there's no surprises with the first one, Tony Towner.
Yeah, Tony. I'm just looking at.
That is in.
Is it? Well, he's very young at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tony Towner. He just every time he got ball, you knew something was going around. Just an exciting player to watch. He was brilliant. I loved him.
It's just hard to find the pictures of your players, Dad, because most of them are in black and white. Or
Exactly. And you'll not remember this, but at your first ever game, which was against Leighton Orient as well, we met Tony Towner outside ground, and you got a little red and white bobble out on, and he'd come up and he'd put his arm around you, and obviously with his accent, you didn't understand him, but he said, "I hope you enjoyed gaming with him." And you did. You fell asleep.
Yeah, I fell asleep. And then your next winger, he got into my best 11 as well. The pig killer himself.
Yeah, Ben Pringle. Yeah, I like Ben Pringle from day he made his debut. His passing ability was unbelievable. He could dribble. He covered a lot of space. Just another all-round good player. Missed him, I think, when he went.
Yeah, and then another player that also made my all-time team.
Lee Frecklington. Another a player that I think for playing in a lower league than what he deserved. I think he could have gone a lot further. But yeah, Lee Frecklington. Great passer at ball. Very fast. Great crosser at ball. A good player.
And he also chipped in with some goals, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he scored some very good goals as well. Long range shots. He got a good shot on him.
So I'm surprised at your front two, because I thought Ronnie Moore would have been in there for you, but he's not.
It was very close with Ronnie because he scored a lot of goals for us. But I went for these two because I mentioned him earlier, Bobby Williamson, my favourite player. He scored some great goals for us. He could hit it.
He fell over.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. I thought you fell over. Yeah, go on. Tell us about Bobby Williamson.
Yeah, Bobby Williamson. What a player. He could hit him from anywhere, any angle, headers. Brilliant player.
So Bobby Williamson. Yeah, Bobby Williamson met my team. The next player didn't make my team, but it was close. But you've gone with
Alfie. I mean, there'll not be that many Rotherham fans what saw Alfie, because most of the time, obviously, he was at Don Valley Stadium. But he was an amazing player, a fantastic player in a poor team. He scored some brilliant goals.
I think
he was ball up in his own half at times.
I remember
going through and scoring.
Yeah, I remember us going to Don Valley a lot, and I think he was the only reason you'd want to go.
Yeah,
because the rest of the team weren't great. I mean, we got to the playoffs at Aldershot. I think we played Aldershot there, didn't we? That was the only time we had atmosphere at that stadium.
Well, that's true. Only thing was annoying was that drum. That drum they used to have. Yeah. But a quick story about Alfie. When we played Rochdale at Valley, at Don Valley, the Rochdale, I mean, we're going from Rochdale, but the Rochdale fans were chanting his name all the way through the game. And actually applauded the goal he scored against them. That's how much Rochdale fans thought about him. Yeah,
and obviously we loved him as well. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I loved him. I loved him. So he had to be in.
So who's going to manage this team? So who's the best manager that you think Rotherham's had that would manage this team?
Well, I'm going to go for Ronnie. For Ronnie, because some exciting times, most exciting times watching Millers under Ronnie. Yeah, of course he didn't get as a player, but as a manager, I'm going for Ronnie.
Yeah, and then who is the worst manager you've seen? As who's the worst manager you've seen as a fan?
Rotherham manager, yeah. There's been a few, especially lately, but I'm going to go for Danny Bergara. He was boring. His teams were boring. I could have gone in his teams and made a difference, but no. Going for Danny Bergara. Awful manager for us.
Yeah, he didn't do very well. So what's your best moment ever supporting Rotherham? So which moment stands out as your best ever moment?
Well, it's got to be the first ever Wembley appearance against Shrewsbury, as I mentioned earlier. The day itself was fantastic. Yeah. Every coach, card window, M1, Rotherham fans. It was absolutely.
I remember having an argument with you going down there.
Never. I don't believe it. Go on, say that again.
Every car that went past, Lee, wave to them, wave to me. I'm not waving to people.
Well, we're a friendly club.
And then I remember you getting face on because I won't wave to people.
Never get face on me, Lee.
So if you could relive one Rotherham match, which one would it be? I'm guessing it's probably that one.
Yeah, it would be that one, but I think one of them, the Darren Garner game at Hillsborough, we outplayed all that game. Nobody expects us to win that day. It was brilliant. So that always stands out in my mind.
Yeah, good days. And what's the worst moment you've had supporting Rotherham?
Oh. Well, I'm going to go for the season away at Hillsborough. Danny Rollins not been here long, and it was his first win when they beat us. I think it was 2-0, but it could have been 4 or 5. Not one player did anything. They looked like they didn't want to be there. Victor were like fighting them off by his son. It was an awful performance, terrible performance. Every player deserved to have the wages dropped that day. And with me living in Sheffield, obviously, I got that much stake. But that's the worst time I can remember being a Miller. I was ashamed.
Worse than the when we went into administration?
That's another thing. I know, like Wednesday's gone through it now, then it just didn't seem real. It didn't seem real. Like, you were always thinking, well, something's going to happen, this, that, and other. But it was a bad time, and it was a little bit worrying. But I never thought we'd, go both. But yeah, that even though it was a bad time, I was still never disappointed in them.
Yeah,
it was just that game at Hillsborough really knocked me off.
And going on to kits and identity, what's your favourite ever Rotherham United kit?
Well, my favourite home kit was the when we moved back to Don Valley, when we had Rotherham coat of arms on it, as well as the badge. I just love that shirt.
Yeah, mine was, you remember the one Bobby Williamson used to wear with the little collars here? And it had the pinstripes, Parkgate Retail World Book Tour, I think it was.
Yeah, that was the first ever Rotherham shirt I bought you. I've got it in the frame in garage.
I know,
you remember?
Yeah, that is my favourite kit, that one.
Yeah.
What's the worst ever kit you think Rotherham's had?
Worst ever kid.
Yeah.
Well, I can't pick an home shirt, but we've had some bad, I think, away shirt. And the one I think is actually a company I'm working for when I left bought it me as a leaving present. And it was that white with black collar and sleeve and all like zigzaggy stripes on it, little
Yeah,
things.
I know which
I
one
think
you
it may
mean.
have been third kick, but yeah, I didn't like that shirt. But funny enough now, I think it's all right.
And what is your favourite ever Rotherham United song? I think I might know this one.
All right, well, I think, well, there's a few, isn't there? Obviously, Wings of a Sparrow. But I'm going to go for I Was Born Under the Railway.
Fair enough, fair enough. And if you could give one message to the players or manager right now, what would it be?
Well, at the moment, just keep on doing what we're doing. It's hopefully seems to have turned the corner. I always said to you when you were slagging him off, he needed a bit of time. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's early days yet, but hopefully we've turned the corner. So just keep doing what you're doing.
So yeah, so me and my dad do have very different opinions. So my dad were moaning at me that I'm too negative and I should
Always.
Matt Amshaw. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think. I thought your comment. Just a minute. I thought your comments on him and the team were unfair, and I nearly put me up for adoption.
If you could go for a pint or a chat with one Rotherham United legend, who would it be?
Paul Warne.
Okay, you're trying to wind me up, or what? Are you?
I love Paul Warne. When I was Lee, you know, he used to send email messages out. When I was in hospital after one of my operations, I got an email, a message from him, video message. It was near Christmas. I was in hospital. It was during COVID. There were 3 other lads in. An heroin addict who was a massive Chesterfield fan, Sheffield United fan, and Miserable one at Saturday Wednesday fan. And I got this message, and I listened to it from Paul Warne, and it was absolutely amazing. And I showed all others, and all 4 of us had tears in his eyes. And that's why I love him. I love Paul Warne. But yeah, I'd love to have a drink with him.
We'll sort that out for you. How do you think the season will finish this season?
Where do I think we'll finish this season?
Yeah.
I'm hoping finishing playoff, but I think we might just miss out.
And what's one thing you could change about the club? If you could, what would you change?
One thing about the club
you'd like to change if you could?
I'd like them to have a club room in that spare area around the side, where they sometimes just sell programs and what have you. Because it's a biggish area, and I think if they had a little club room there to get a drink and that, I'd like that. I'd like the club shop to be a bit bigger. I'd like them to get shirts in quicker than what they do before the season starts, preferably. I'd like to see the quality of some of the gear, i.e. the beach towels, the awful quality. So yeah, I just think a bit more thought into what we have in shop as well won't go amiss. But other than that, I think the clubs, I know a lot more about it, especially you. But I think it's doing all right. We're running it right. We're not that much in debt, if at all. And I wouldn't like to see them spend millions on players and then struggle for the last few years. So, yeah, mainly on spending and quality of stuff.
Yeah.
And also the food. The food, apart from the bucket pies, you might as well chuck the rest of them in bin.
Some Rotherham United up in 3 words.
Some Rotherham United. Pride, passion, friendly.
Fair enough. So we're coming to the end of the show. I'm just going to ask you some quick fire questions. So you've just got to answer one or the other.
Right.
Hampshire or Warren?
One.
Millmoor or New York?
New York.
Booth or Stewart?
Stewart.
Home or away?
Away.
Win the FA Cup or win the Championship?
FA Cup.
And that's the end of the show. So thank you ever so much. It does bring back some memories of as time watching Rotherham United. My dad letting me get beat up at Mansfield when he run off.
There's times when I wanted to beat you up myself.
I didn't get beat up though, but I nearly did. But yeah, it was quite funny that day actually. But no, really thank you for your time. Thank you to everybody who's watched. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we will be back again for our Sunday service on Sunday. Thank you again for watching.
Well, thanks a lot, Lee. Thanks for inviting me. And a few seats.
And up the Millers.
Up the Millers.